PH. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set when you call and also be audible so that we can hear you. Once again, 070-0923-0923 and WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809-030-6416. Nigerian firm, good afternoon. Apologies, we lost that call. Please do well to call back. 070-0923-0923 070-0923-0923 and then WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809-030-6416. Nigerian for good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, Chinke Daniel Imogeto Zako.
You're welcome.
Tell us their age.
Like I said, it was not stipulated, but if you look at the picture of these children, they're teenagers. They shouldn't be more than 18, 19 years. So teenagers will give you an idea of the age range.
Well, I think that should be, they should not be encouraged to answer your question straight.
Okay. That was why the question was, they should be encouraged. I said, with proper guidance.
For me, they have not seen anything yet. They don't know what our Chinese men who will come their way next year, next 10 years, next 20 years, the next German. What do they know?
Okay, now, you sound like a father. I wouldn't want to ask you how old you are, but do you have a teenager around you? Maybe a daughter, a son, or niece or nephew?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so let me ask you now a very direct question. If your daughter comes to you and she tells you that, Daddy, I have a crush on Sochima, what would your response be?
If that my son or daughter is not up to 20 something years, well, I will teach her, because the Bible says, teach a child the way he or she should go when she grows up, or when he grows up, he will not depart from it. I will not even using cane or whatever, but there's a way I will put it to him or her to teach her a little lesson. Thank you.
Okay, teaching a little lesson is you must hear word. You cannot have crush in this house. You are not up to 20 years. Cannot have crush. Please focus on something else. Let's see. Nigerian for good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to contribute my own quota. You see, when we talk about love, there are many things, or relationship, there are many things that are going into it. If you look at this generation that we have, one of the things that makes the youth, probably an elderly person, call them, what do you call it? Not too young to go, lazy youth, is because we tend to be exposed to love early. In the early years, I wish we could talk history. Gowon became president without a wife. If you look at his age, they are 20-something, 20, all the all of them. They gained power by 20-something years. But we, in 15 years, we have gotten a baby. We are introduced to love too early to extract so many things. There should be anything crushed for a teenager. So the face they are studied, that is not love, that is lost. I'm a father, and I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, then. So wait, how do parents handle it these days when you notice that anytime a particular boy walks into the room, your daughter behaves a certain kind of way? Not help that your daughter becomes too excited and wants to do some kind of busybody around the boy. Or you don't notice it, that sometimes a particular girl walks in and son becomes shy all of a sudden. Or anytime your son goes somewhere and he's of a particular girl, or maybe they are family friends, people that attend the same church, or people that go to the same school, or possibly neighbors. Do you pay attention to the connection that exists between a particular boy and a particular girl in your area? Now, I noticed this, but I had noticed that I was told that someone, a girl, has a crush on a particular. Now, who is the boy? The boy happens to be the son of my district pastor. Okay? And who is the girl? I wouldn't say. But this is it. From when they were attending children class together, as a child, she always liked him. She always wants to, when she goes to church, she just sees him. She's not happy like this. I thought that this was just innocence in children, crush as it were. And to be honest, the narrative is more like, who knows if years from now, the two fall in love. And since we know the background of the fathers, we know his background, we know her background, they share similar face, and they, not in the same school, or they used to be in the same school, they're not in the school, they changed school. We wonder, how is the boy feeling where he is? How is she feeling where she is? And we can only hope and pray. That's a conclusion and say, okay, this is what I knew in primary 2. I already knew. Okay,
Kingsway International Christ Center.
Somebody, I'm taking over. Taking over!
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, it's the Friday's edition of the Sunny Side and your number one station. And I was sharing a story, the trend of relationship going. It's different young this. It's basically, and it embodies elements of innocence, naivety, secrecy, and intensive apparent emotions. And those involved need to think further than their love subconsciously blinded by it. So I read out that of this girl, how I feel about it, but he has gone all my stress. Times when I don't have, he sacrifices for me. He taught me how to do it to me. I can't describe how I feel being with you. You helped me, guide me, support me, lead me, save me. I don't know how to describe it. What I would say is, thank God found you. Happy anniversary to us. Please, guys, congratulate us. Easy. No fights, no quarrel, nothing. Can't love you less. Rest of mind. Now, this is something a lot of adults cannot even put out on their social media handles. I'm talking about a lot of adults who have relationships, engaged, and even married. They will not do this. But this is a teenager. I'm guessing they're both teenagers. If you can go look up the picture, you would see it there. Purity Love, Facebook. They're teenagers. What do they know? And I just realized that they are even wearing matching outfits. So they started wearing ashwebi. My God. So before we went on the break, I was sharing with you how in primary 2, I was about 6 plus, getting to 7 years. A new boy joined my class. And the moment I saw the boy, I just started feeling one kind of way. It didn't take up until now for me to realize that I was feeling some kind of fondness and likeness, what we will call crush. And that continued until we were done with primary school. Coincidentally, we found ourselves in the same secondary school. Who did I tell about it then? Nobody. I did crazy. I mean, am I mad? Is something wrong with me? Am I crazy? You go and tell your parents that kind of thing. They will beat shaggy. Try it. Next time, come and go and crush. Let me see you. That was the natural response. Mommy, I like this person. You like what? Are you, you want to come and get pregnant in my house? Come on, go and face your books. That is the natural response. And this is not to say that we're trying to encourage some of these things. No, but the irony is that some children chose to keep it a secret. So if they come and tell you now that your child has a boyfriend, you will say, it's a lie. Oh, it cannot happen. This child that I used to monitor, that I used to check the phone, that I used to do like this, some children are having relationships in secret. Some children that we gave phones are chatting in secret. Some children are doing midnight calls. Yes. Then when midnight calls used to ring, they are calling each other in the night when mother and father are fast asleep. And they are talking. And they will see the following day in class. And they will go for a break together and hold hands together. Or they see in church on Sunday. Or one of them will pretend like the trash in the house is full. And they want to go and empty the trash. And they have a way of communicating. Is it that they blow a whistle? Sorry, I don't know how to whistle. I've tried to practice it all my life, but it's not working for me. So I can't whistle till today. But they'll blow a whistle. They have a way of communicating with each other. And the other one will say, I want to go and buy something. This one went to empty trash. This one went to buy something. They meet at the junction. And they just laugh. And they just talk. And they say they missed each other and they just want to see each other. Or they carry buckets. Even when there is water in the house, they carry buckets and want to go and fetch water. Meanwhile, there is a lot of water in the house. These are avenues that they used to see. So please, let's not even rule out the possibility of these things happening secret. And then I'm asking, with proper guidance, like you are aware, but you're able to guide these children. Should young love be encouraged? Because love is not a bad thing, if you agree with me. But what do these children know? They've never had heartbreaks. They don't know that human beings can change. They have no idea that 5-10 years from now, they may not feel the same way they feel about this person. Do I feel the same way I feel about that boy that I met in primary 2 today? Absolutely no. Did I end up with that boy? No. I'm married to someone else today, right? Would I have wanted to settle down with that boy? Oh, well, maybe. But times will change. And their hearts are tender. So that somebody will not start eating breakfast at the age of 15 and now start shouting, men are this, women are that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from you. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. The volume radio set you call. Nigerian Fair, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon.
Mr. Zion, you're welcome.
Proper guidance, irrespective of their age, we should be there and encourage them. The mistake our parents made was to restrict us from that particular thing they call love among us when we were young.
Okay.
My mother, you mentioned even friends, it will shut you down. Which kind of friends is that? How much more cross? I have a cross. Before you even repeat the second one, the cross will go jam you. That is what led to the obstruction and the flow of relationship, or the definition of love among people, among us. Look at our forefathers. They betrothed their daughter to a particular son. That was beautiful. Then that they grew together. They said that just like this girl. There is nothing wrong with it. Let the parents just guide them so that they don't go to the other side. Let them wait until they are getting to shop till they are ready to get married. But today, look at the secrecy we kept. It was the secrecy that has defiled a lot of people. A lot of cadets were from this defilement, from this city. Because my mother must not know if my mama is, she go kill me. How can I say that? These are wrong motive because of our black heart. But as they are tender, oh mommy, I ensure you don't need to tell them. You see them, they work together. They go to school, they come back from school, you just see them, you know that no, these two are in love. As an educated parent, both them need to come together. My son, they like your daughter. Let us guide them. You find that before they got married, they know each other. And there is no room for divorce, no room for suspicion, no room for heartbreak, no room for regret. But look at we now that claim that we know. We met a lady 3 months, we are getting married the 4th month. And we want that marriage to work, it will never work. We met just a year ago. Love, you know what is love? It's so deep. And we are not ready to make sacrifice. And you expect that relationship to excel, it will never excel. We must struggle for it to survive. But when we grow from the childhood, even plants, they plant them from siblings, they grew. Animals, they grew. But we human beings, we expect love to just jam on our just meet. But Facebook, on our net, in the airport, we met in the shopping mall, then love, marriage, no problem, is beautiful, is a lie. Even that lady that is coming from somewhere, she was coming from heartbreak, disappointment. This guy is coming from his own. So you find out that we are just living in sin. That is why marriages are struggling. But when they grew up together, they know that deficiencies. Oh, this is how he is. These are his ambitions. This is what he wants. This is his... And when she's growing up with him, oh, this is how he is. This is ambition. They work and they harmonize. From age 21, they are already right for marriage. So look at us. We go wire around Lagos, Abuja, the waka around. When we are 32, 48, that's what want to marry. I expect marriage to work. No, it's not possible.
All right, then.
Encourage them when they are children.
Encourage them when they're children. Someone says, please, I'd suggest you play Last Last by Burna Boy in place of Perfect by Ed Sheeran and Beyonce. Or maybe you can play both. I'm not playing any Last. What's Last Last? Nobody's eating breakfast. It's time for lunch. Eat lunch. Nigerian Info, good afternoon. Oh dear, what's going on? Godwin Accra, Comrade Godwin Accra says, I don't encourage young love, but in our society today, it's unavoidable because some children these days do keep a lot of secrets more than adults. Young love causes a lot of distraction and is one of the major causes of early pregnancy. Olatunde Olaoye says, I don't encourage young love. They should face their study, go after your career. Having an affair should be the last after your degree. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Oh, what's going on? What's happening to my phone lines now? Okay, I beg, leave all those religious Nigerians. Allow the young people to find love. Don't you know some people have married their childhood love? This is how Nigerian parents would beat a child for having a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then when the child has avoided any relationship at all, especially the male child, they will start asking questions when they find it difficult to get married or ask a girl out. If I get to have daughters, I will allow them to date as teenagers. As teenagers? You allow them to date? Really? Nigerian folk, good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side. Oh dear. Nigerian folk, good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, the issue of the front burner, I want to look at it from two different angles.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you're sounding a bit surprised about this, about what happened. As I can easily refer you, if you want to really know the level of decadence among teenagers these days, try during school closing period. Any school that you know that is not just be very close to the gate when school closes. You will see all these small secondary school students, the way boys and girls will be tearing themselves up. And when you look at them on the road, you think nothing is actually happening. But when you probe into them, you get to know that something is actually happening. And I really wonder where we're heading to. And the second aspect of it again, like the previous caller, maybe they can be guided. In my own case, there was this lady I was meeting. That was around, we met at the exam hall, GC hall.
GC, okay.
And I followed her up to the house. I was working. She is not working, actually. Then, every time she'll be saying, my auntie, my auntie, my auntie. My auntie, my auntie. At the end of the day, I couldn't, continue with that kind of excuse. And sincerely speaking, I was eager and asked to marry her. You know that today that lady has not married.
Wow.
That one day, the woman that she was calling her auntie now come to see her mother. The woman was blaming me that why didn't I come and marry her? Yes, you were the problem because each time I come around, she will hide me somewhere and saying that she doesn't want her auntie to see me. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
So it's just a problem that has two prong channels. So one should be very careful. That girl that wrote that thing, truly speaking, she may think that she has found love. But that is not love, that is lost.
Lost, okay.
If she really understands the nitty-gritty of love, she will not know the reason why the adults do not easily put out such a write-up on the net. So that's just the way I want to.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Nigerian folk, good afternoon. I watch a lot of foreign movies. I rather watch a British or an American movie than watch a Nollywood movie. Not for any reason in particular, but I enjoy their production more and all that. But abroad, from what I see in the movies, when parents notice that two people have started liking each other, two children, they will tell them to bring the person home. Tell the person to come to the house. And they will see the person. And we have some very, very protective fathers. And the father would want, especially with the daughter, ask the boy questions. What is your name? And the boy would say, my name is so and so. And, who is he? Is my classmate and all that. And then the father will even go ahead to want to establish some sort of relationship with the boy's family. So when the daughter is not home, the father can call the parents of the boy and say, oh, your daughter is here. When the son is not home, the father can actually call the family and say, oh, your son is here, right? and they know. They scrutinize. So when you want to see the father of the girl, you shall know that you have to sit up and you have to be upright. And what does that do in a way? It kind of sets a tone for how the friendship should go. They don't make it official that it's a relationship yet, but you just know that these two are fond of each other. So you cannot misbehave. You cannot do anyhow. Yeah, that's the word. You cannot do anyhow because you know that her father knows you. Her father knows your family. Her father knows what is happening between the two of you. So if anything should go wrong, you will definitely be held responsible, right? Now, why do they do that? Is it because they've come to understand that some of these things are actually normal and they have lived through that phase in their life and they cannot rule out the possibility of their daughter or their son liking anybody even at a very young age? I wouldn't know. Would I want to sit here and start drawing comparison between what happens over there and what happens? I will be reminded that, Denise, we are Africans. And Africans, we have our way of doing things. But still in Africa, in Nigeria, we have a lot of child brides. We have girl children getting married as early as 13 years, 14 years, and becoming mothers. So let us not even start acting like, we are righteous, we're holy. Who gives out these children to these men to get married? Parents, not stepmothers, not stepfathers, not any other person. So parents are willingly giving out their children, their daughters who are still children, who are still teenagers, to men to be married, to save the family. So this man has money. If we give our daughter to him to get married, he will support the family. He would take care of the family. Even when they know that this daughter, who is 16 years, who is 15 years, who is 17 years, doesn't know anything about life, is clueless as to how to live with a husband. But they will collect bride price and they will prepare her for marriage and they will tell her you are going to be a wife and very soon you are going to be a mother. Some of our mothers got married very early. And before they were 30, they already had like 4 children. So let us not even start making this a moral conversation, because this same society that we want to justify is the same society doing all of these things. Now, this is away from marriage. They're not getting married yet, but they have found something. They don't know what it is. They don't even know the name for it. They cannot determine if it is a love relationship or a love feeling. They cannot determine if it is lust. They cannot determine if it's just a crush. They cannot determine if it is infatuation. Should they be able to talk to us about it? Should they mention it? Or should we act like, this thing doesn't happen? And then they continue to feel whatever it is they feel and act based on that feeling in secrecy. Ladies and gentlemen, the question once again is, with proper guidance, should young love be accepted and encouraged in our society? 070-0923-0923. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again, 0809-030-6416. Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Facebook page, Nigeria Info 90.3 PH. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Welcome. Turn off your radio set, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side.
Thank you. My name is Obi. I'm calling from Adajor.
Hi, Obi. Welcome.
I want to contribute in this way because I want to align with the school of thought of Mr. Zion who called earlier.
Okay.
And I believe that because you mentioned 18, 19.
Hello, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Attraction.
Yeah.
You have genuine attraction. I won't call it love, but I'll call it attraction.
Attraction,
for
okay.
each other. And that is something that many adults, let's say 35, 40, they lose over time. But attraction can be, how would I say, cultivated and trained to grow into love, responsibility, and all of that can take a marriage 35, 40, 50 years. You understand? So I think at that age you mentioned, 18, 19, it is reasonable to call them together. Even the Bible mentions something like that, the wife of my youth, something like that. So you see that Christianity has a moral compass, not completely, or doesn't completely rule it out as an option. So that is my take today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you too. Nigerian folk, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Go ahead.
I will call it lost.
Lost, okay?
Yes, and the lost has led them to cohabitation.
They are not cohabiting now. They are still with their parents.
Many young girls are suffering from it. I've met many that were crying. They said they fell in love with these boys 5, 6, 10 years ago. Now those boys have abandoned them. And it has led many to depression. It has also made many to come up with a statement that their hearts were broken. It is a dangerous situation. Because after a few years, it shows that person will see another young lady that's beautiful than that lady, and we leave her. She will begin to cry. So the best thing is for her to desist.
Okay.
Or she will regret it.
So what happens to those people who fell in at tender age and they eventually got married when they were as a child bride, particularly to the region in Nigeria, it seems like it's a part of the religion. Call them out. Listeners are very liberal. You should not be encouraged. Don't know any better. From 18 years, okay, we should stop copying anything we see in Hollywood. I do not agree with you that child bride only particular northern areas. I have seen people from the east and every other tribe in Nigeria. I have seen families literally give out their young daughter. So it's not. It has nothing to do with the northern part of Nigeria alone and the religion being practiced. I said from every tribe, a family says that they don't have money. One rich man comes and says, "This is your daughter I want," and they willingly will give their daughter to this rich man. And the man in turn will start taking care of the family, sending her younger siblings to school, taking care of the father and mother, even building them a house. So it's not a northern thing only. Do your research. And someone says, good afternoon, Nigerian Info. Love, I guess, is in its innocence only. Life obviously hasn't happened to these ones yet. And when it does, it will be a different music. They shouldn't be encouraged at all. They should rather be encouraged to study their books. I bet she would erase that person a few years from now. It is her kind that tattoos a guy's face on her body and looks for a way to erase it when it is break of dawn. Good afternoon, Didi. Young love should never be encouraged. It leads to nothing. You make mistakes. You make decisions, not with your mind, but with something else. Teenagers lack the emotional balance to be in a romantic relationship. With guardians or not, it's not safe. I have been there. I once used my school fees to pay a girl's school fees. Last, I failed to write that exam. Did you not ask me what happened to that relationship? You won't like to hear it. It is what it is, Dave. I like to do things that they say I should not do. Dave, what happened to that relationship? Denise, good morning. It's afternoon. For me, I wouldn't encourage a relationship between both of them. There's a problem with African parents' mentality. Crush is normal, especially for a teenager. It can be prevented. It's part of the developmental process. I wrote a book some time ago. The girl told her mother she was having a crush on a boy, and the mother simply told her to give it some years, and if the feeling is still there, then she can call it love. Crush dies over years. It's normal. How we respond to the feeling or teach our children to respond to it is what differs. Lesson from Elio Parawan. This other one says, in our contemporary world, teenage love cannot be stopped. What teenagers need is proper guidance wayward after the breakup. Victor from Rukbako. Okay. Nigerian for good afternoon. Nigerian for good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Olajide calling from Georgia.
Olajide, welcome. Go ahead.
All right. On the issue, I would advise one should never somebody's kids, whether the person is a child, a teenager, or an adult. Thank God we are approaching Christmas season. According to Christian, the son that married the mother of Jesus was less than 18 when he was a spouse Joseph. So I'll just say you know whatever they feel or whatever they are feeling it for.
Okay. All right. Oladi says, yeah, I'm listening to you.
No, that's all. I agree with Mr. Zion's own opinion that it should be monitored.
They should be monitored. All right, then. Thank you so much. Nigerian phone. Turn off your radio set, please. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, sorry. Asking on WhatsApp, what is the meaning of crush? Okay, how do I explain crush now? Let's call it a brief but intense infatuation for someone, especially some unattainable. Some of us have celebrity crushes now. Some of you are crushing on Omotola, you're crushing on Messi Johnson, you're crushing on Lionel Messi, you're crushing on Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, you may not be able to see these people, you may not even contact with them all your life, but you have them as your screen and your wallpaper. And every like this, you don't feel like, I wish Messi Johnson would just say hi to me. Or someone within your circle, you just wish will look at you one day and smile back at you. Nigerian, for a good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. Quickly, we have about 30 seconds or thereabouts. Go ahead.
Okay, regards the teenage crush or whatever, I think in Africa, we need to talk more about this. Because most of our African parents, they don't really know how to handle teenage crush. Even though we seem to play blind about it, but it still happens. So what I think, I'm asked, what would you do if your daughter has a crush on someone? I'll simply call her and ask her, what do you like about this particular person? Then I'll find out from her, because even if you don't encourage it, it will still happen. Either it happens at your back or happen when you're not aware. So I think we Africans should really walk around it.
All right then. Thank you. Thank you so much. Someone says, good afternoon. I advise to encourage young love. My name is Bellucci from Orazi. I married my secondary school lover, so I don't think it's a loss for some people. Good afternoon, Didi. My celebrity crush is Nancy Nsime and Benjamin from Igrutali. Someone says there's absolutely nothing wrong in young relationship. The fact is it didn't work for Mr. A doesn't mean that it wouldn't work for Mr. B. My grandmother got married at 17. My mom at 18. Parents are tasked to guide these teenagers. Yes, that is the word. Proper guidance. The news comes up.
Nigeria Info. You talk, we listen.